So let me begin by introducing myself. I'm Gail McLaughlin, and I'm the thank you. I'm the interim chair of the CPA, as we call ourselves, the California Progressive Alliance, and we have folks from over 100 cities, or I should say nearly. We might have them from over 100 cities throughout California in the room tonight. Or today, we have just an enormous crowd, and I'm just so excited that you're all here. So I'll be your MC for this convention, so you'll be hearing from me throughout the convention, and I look forward to this being an amazing experience for us all. Now, it's been my honor and privilege to work with so many of you and connect with you in various ways over recent years. And connecting with each other is what this convention is all about, and it's what our movement is all about. So I hope you find the next couple of days extremely useful in terms of networking opportunities. At this point, I have the honor and the privilege of introducing our first speaker, Violet Sage Walker, who will be giving us a First Peoples opening. So I want to read Violet's a short bio for Violet, and then ask you all to give her a warm welcome to the stage here. So Violet Sage Walker is co-chair and representing see if I can get this straight here. She is representing the Northern Chumash, I got it, Chumash Tribal Council. She was born in Avila Beach. Violet has deep roots in the San Luis Obispo area. She and her family are the designees of the proposed Chumash Heritage National Marine Sanctuary. Violet is a member of SLO Progressives. I want to thank SLO Progressives for their work in helping us. And I also want to thank all the volunteers who have helped us get this hall ready. Now, Violet is a member of SLO Progressives, and she's an alumni of Emerge California, and 35th District Delegate to the Democratic Party. So with that said, let's welcome Violet Sage Walker to the stage.
Haku. That's the Chumash word for good morning. Let's all try and say that. Haku. And maybe you could say that to your neighbor too, and introduce yourself to your neighbor. Say good morning to your neighbor. I love to hear our language being spoken on our land. And from the bottom of my heart, I am grateful for you to all have chosen our land to hold your first annual convention. And what I'd like to do is have you all stand and sing a welcoming song with me. And we're going to sing this until you all know the words, and it's really simple, so feel free to clap along, and we're going to sing this together. Hey, have to say, I always ask people to sing along with me, and nobody ever does. You guys are by far the best. It's my privilege. When I met Melanie and I met Gail, I talked to them a little bit about doing the welcoming to our community. And it's my privilege really to be here. Our people have lived in this land for 15,000 years, or as long as we can remember in our past. Our ancestors, we talk about our stories and the land that we walk on, the birds, the animals. We look out into the ocean and we see the waves sparkle, and we think of our ancestors who lived here before us and who have taken care of this place for us. And it's my heart here. This is the center of our community. This is where we come from. We don't know any other land. And unfortunately, the cost of living here is getting really, really expensive, right? And I wish, I could tell you that there's more of us, but really there's very few of us left. And because of all of the things that we have gone through, all of the different occupations and different genocides and different struggles that we have all gone through, there's very few of us left that are from the northern Chumash. And it's a miracle that we're here. And our ancestors would be proud to know that what we've gone through, that we could even be here today. And when I say there's a few of us left, we're talking a handful of people. When this village of Avila used to have 20,000 people living in it, and our village in Morro Bay used to have 10,000 people in it. And when I talk about pre-contact, our people lived here. One recording said that there was as many grizzly bears as people. And I think as many grizzly bears as people, and we lived in harmony together. And we lived and we had a relationship, and they didn't eat us, they ate, the fish. And my dad tells me stories about when he was young and he could walk across San Luis Creek on fish, on steelhead and on salmon. And when he could walk from our house in Sea Canyon here down to the beach in Avila on trees. And he could just walk along the oak trees, in the trees, all the way to the beach. And we could come back with big, huge abalone shells and big, huge tuna and sturgeon. And we had this bounty here. And you can imagine how our ancestors thrived here. And it is my one of my callings in my lifetime to be able to protect this place and be able to speak for it. And it wasn't until I was about 12 years old that I really learned what resistance meant. And I learned from our elders who occupied Point Conception and who occupied Alcatraz and who were at the occupation at South Dakota. And I learned about what it means to resist and what it means to protest and what it means to stand up for your people and your ancestors. And so I welcome all of you here to our land, and I am asking you to remember us. And I'm asking the Progressive Caucus to think about us in a way, going forward, and remember, the struggles that we have as Indigenous people to overcome, to be able to be standing here today with you guys. And it's a blessing for me to be a part of the Slow Progressives. If it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be involved in politics. They're the ones that came and tapped my shoulder and said, "Can you do this?" And I said, "Okay." And then we just start showing up, right? That's what we do. I didn't know anything about what an ADEM was, and I didn't know anything about the Central Committee. But when we ran and we won, thanks to Heidi and to Nick and the great group of Slow Progressives, we've changed the face of our community, and it's all about showing up. And one of the things I'd like to ask is that going forward, I could talk for a lot longer, but somebody's giving me like a cue card over here. I just think in protocol that Native people don't get cue cards. I'm just saying that. Like, where's Gail? But everybody has their one thing that they can do. And I can support every single one of you with my name and my time or my money. But what I'm going to ask you to do is to, when you leave here, to look into the proposed Chumash Heritage National Marine Sanctuary. And the Marine Sanctuary would close the gap between Monterey County and the Channel Islands National Marine Sanctuary. We have gone through the entire designation process, and we are ready to be funded. We are in NOAA's inventory. We are completely finished with our process. All we need is funding. So if you keep that in the back of your mind, and the Monterey Bay Marine Sanctuary was funded under a Republican president. It was funded by Leon Panetta. He added it to a bill. He funded it under a Republican president. And so I want to say our designation is going to run out before November 2020. And so keep in your mind and in your heart, the Chumash Heritage National Marine Sanctuary would be the first indigenous-led and controlled national marine sanctuary in the nation, right here. And I have a little gift for our speakers for them to take with them, because I want them to, be able to look at this and to be reminded of this throughout their weekend. And I have a little abalone shell necklaces for the speakers. And these shells came from here. They came from Cayucos. They came from our ocean. They're from this place, and they're made by, our people. And we put love and energy into this for, I could go on and tell you how amazing this is, but I know I don't have time. I really shouldn't get the Time's Up one. But if we could have our main speakers come up, our Mayor Heidi, I wanted to give everybody these, and please go home, have a safe journey home, and we'll be praying for all of you, because all the work you do is so important. And so when you do go home, keep us in your thoughts and your prayers, and keep the Chumash Heritage National Marine Sanctuary in your heart. And I look forward to our future together. So I'd like to pass these out to the speakers.
Okay. So let me, I will call the speakers, but beforehand, I want to give you a gift, Violet. So this is a handmade cloth, and the cloth is in the bag, and the bag is also handmade, and it's from Amsterdam. So we wanted to give this to you, and thank you.
Look at
yes.
my little rattle will go in there.
There you go.
Thank you.
And do you want to call the speakers, or do you want me to? Okay. So the first one, as you said, is Heidi Harman here. Mayor Heidi Harman, who will be speaking shortly. And is Matt Gonzalez here in the room? Matt, would you come up and get one of these lovely abalone necklaces, right? Yeah. Okay, I'll call them all so you could start coming up here. Joe Galliani, Benjamin Eckhart, Jessica Guadalupe Tovar, Ora Vasquez, Melvin Willis, Lauren Steiner, David Jetty, Cynthia Liu, Paul Song, and Michelle Sutter. These are our main speakers and panelists. So, I'm sorry. We also have Chairman Valentin Lopez. I don't know if he's here yet. He's probably not here yet, but he'll be speaking later. And she has my name on here too, so thank you. Pardon? Chase Iron, yeah, so somehow Chase did not get on here, but.
I do have a necklace for him for tomorrow for you.
Okay, good. So Chase Iron Eyes and Danny Sheehan will be also speakers, and so she has something for them. So thank you so much, Violet. It's beautiful.
Well, you also have to know who to talk to, so now anyone with a shell,
That's right. That's good. All our speakers I know are very approachable, as am I.